Okay, well that's really helpful. About 45 minutes till I need to be at school. I'm ready to go. I just need to eat breakfast, but I'm really freaking out. This is my final English paper and I think I am very nervous about it because it's my final chance to get the grade that I want. I was feeling fine until this morning. This morning I wake up half an hour before my alarm and I can't get back to sleep. I'm scared. I did a timed one yesterday, sent it to my teacher, and I got really good marks, like I would want to get in the real thing. But you never know, I've just done a good question and then today if I get a bad question, what's gonna happen? I'm seriously worried. Shocker, I'm ready early. I actually don't know what to do with myself. So I watched the ending of Age of Innocence movie whilst I was having breakfast because the ending is kind of the bit that I'm least familiar with. My heart is kind of racing right now. I think something I'm really glad about is that I do feel like I've done everything I can. So what happens will happen, but it's just a crazy feeling. I just feel like I could be sick right now. I'm really excited to see my friends because their presence is very comforting and remind me that we're all in this together and that everything's gonna be okay, but I'm just nervous right now. When I first came out of that exam, I thought that I was about to cry. I didn't, but it was not good. They were objectively difficult questions. As I was writing, I was like, this might be the worst thing I've ever written, which is not the truth. It's probably not the worst thing I've ever written. But in comparison to, for example, the practice I did yesterday, this sucked. The first half, the extract, not bad. Hopefully that'll boost my mark up. The second one, bro, what were the questions? They were just so bad. I don't feel any kind of relief about the fact that I finished English literature. There is no relief, there's just frustration. I can't even take a proper break because I have another exam tomorrow. It might be honestly weeks until I feel better about this paper. I'm gonna have a nice big comfort meal and watch my current series. Also, I took 2 paracetamol as soon as I came out of the exam because my migraine was banging right here. Hopefully that'll kick in soon enough. It's 2:15, about to do more revision. So glad I'm documenting this because I'm going to look back on it and just think, wow, I literally did the hardest thing ever. I think it'll make me appreciate my freedom a lot more. I decided to just do the kind of ritual that I did if you saw my last vlog of getting rid of all my stuff when I got back. Hopefully that'll make me realize that I'm actually done. I'm gonna keep one essay, okay? I'm gonna keep the one I did literally yesterday. This is all that's left of my English lit folder, which is crazy because it genuinely used to be so full to the brim that the folder was basically broken. This was all of American literature. Got 2 empty folders now. Just made a tea. I just crossed English off my timetable and I'm officially halfway through now. Still doing flashcards and I foresee that I will be continuing to do flashcards for quite a while. I'm just gonna keep going until I feel at least a little bit satisfied, at least a little bit self-assured. It's now 10 PM and I only completed 1 of the 5 topics. Good morning everyone. I don't have my glasses on and I really cannot see what I look like in the camera right now, so I hope that I look fine. It's 7:15 I think. I somehow leapt out of bed at 7 without even thinking. There was zero struggle in terms of waking up. I must have slept really well, I don't know. I think if I was feeling more confident about Italy, then I would read, but I'm not. So I want to start revising straight away, but I don't want to go on a screen straight away. My flashcards are on my laptop. Actually, I think I have an old set of flashcards from my mocks that are on paper, so maybe I'll look at those. I just saw that this coffee brand says Rosa, and the first thing that came to my mind was Count Pellegrino Rossi, who was appointed Prime Minister by Pope Pius IX in September 1848. It rained last night, so the air is lovely and crisp. Got my cards and my coffee. I find it so funny when the AI thing fucks up the pronunciation.
The sublime perfect masters. The blood of Frenchmen belongs to France alone.
That'd be Mazzini.
Mazzini, the Genoese propagandist.
I just did something that I kind of vowed I would never do on the day of an exam. I don't want to get too tired. I never think it's a good idea, but I actually just did a timed practice. And usually I do a practice essay the day before. Because I had English lit yesterday morning, I did not have the energy. And I was sitting there on my laptop and I was thinking, okay, I do know how to write this essay, right? And I feel like because I'm so used to having practiced right before, I would have gone in there nervous if I didn't do at least one practice. Luckily, the Italy paper is only an hour and a half, it's only 2 essays. And I did it with a plan and I had 7 minutes to spare, which is perfect because it means that in the actual hall, that 7 minutes will be what I use for planning. It's 12:36. I'm gonna leave now so that I'm not rushing to walk there. I just spent half an hour talking through this timeline as if I was teaching it to someone. That was the best thing I could have possibly have done because I genuinely feel like I know enough now. Bye, Theo. He has just no idea that I'm doing a life-changing exam right now. He's just living his life. He's just living his life. We are out of here. The sun is shining. I think it's gonna be a good exam. Got a good gut feeling. So happy that it's nearly over. Okay, Amelia, how was the Italy exam?
I think it was alright. I'm just glad it's done.
Yay! Okay, Hannah, how did you find history?
I was extremely pleasantly surprised. I didn't have much to say, to be fair, but I said quite a lot at the same time. So.
But you're happy with it? Yay! Flora, how did you find history?
I think it was good. I'm very happy.
We are out of history. The Italy paper went amazingly. I think the reason I was extra relieved is because I didn't feel so prepared that they could ask me anything and I would be okay. There was definitely a possibility going into that they would ask me a question that I would really struggle to answer. But they asked brilliant questions. I mean, it wasn't brilliant, but it was very good. And then the essay was an individual's question. It was who was the most influential individual in the run-up to the Second War of Independence. And I actually finished with 8 or 9 minutes to spare. It was kind of annoying because it means that I rushed my source question for no reason and I could have maybe spent longer on that. All in all, so happy. I don't know why I'm so flushed. I just showered, changed into comfy clothes, and I've got soup. I was hoping it would tear. I might as well put this stuff for the last history paper that's from this big revision folder into my day folder because there's space now. Another out of use folder. Oh yeah, so many pointless A3 sheets. So much cutting and sticking. This is all going in the recycling. Go me. I am sweating, had to put my hair up and it's too hot to put my glasses on. But I got a nice little glass of Sauvignon Blanc. This is not enough for £12, but it's the principle of me getting a glass of wine before the theatre. You can really see how sweaty I am. There were lots of train delays, so I ended up having to book it. This is my seat, so I can see the entirety of the stage, and it looks amazing. It's literally been a month since my birthday and my balloons are still thriving. You know what time it is? It's the night before my politics exam. I haven't had an exam in what feels like forever, even though it wasn't that long ago. I don't know why, it feels like it's been ages. In terms of how I'm feeling, it's the same thing as politics paper 1. There's nothing more that I can do. I've planned countless essays and I've done practices, I've gotten feedback from teachers, I've done flashcards. Like, I think I've done all I can. I've spread it out so much that I still feel very unproductive and lazy and guilty at the end of the day. I genuinely probably spent 2 hours watching YouTube today, but I also did nearly 6 hours of revision. But it doesn't feel like I've worked hard. Do you know what I mean? I also just think this second half of exams is so different to the first half because you just have so much more time in the run-up and it's just so difficult to be motivated at this point. It's been a month of study leave, a month of consistently between 4 and 7 hours of revision a day. I'm done. Like, I can't be bothered anymore. Warning you guys, when you get to A-level period, the discipline that you need is insane. That was a little update because, like I said, it feels like it's been ages since the last exam and that I just have not spoken to you guys. Time to prep breakfast. I was trying to say something specific about politics downstairs and I just got sidetracked. No matter how much I do for politics, I will never feel confident going into one of their exams. There's something about that subject specifically out of the 3. Literally, on paper, I'm a good politics student. I get good grades. In fact, it's actually my best subject. But there's something about it I've always felt out of place, unsure, clueless, stupid. Like, there's something in my soul that is averse to politics. So yeah, I do think the exam itself will go well, but the irrational side of me is definitely just uncontrollably scared. I'm gonna get my laptop and do some flashcards and then go to sleep. Good morning, everyone. I have to leave in about half an hour and I'm not looking forward to this exam. I'm trying to console myself with the fact that when I was essay planning, I was repeating a lot of the same information. I feel like this topic is a little bit more narrow than paper 1 and there's a little bit less they can ask, and a lot of the questions I was doing were kind of the same structure, same information, but just worded differently. And the other thing is there's a nationalism question and we know that nationalism is coming up, so I'm ready for that. In comparison to paper 1, you don't know what ideology could come up, so you have to revise 3 of them, but for this you only have to revise 1. Yesterday I tried to do a practice and I didn't even finish it. Literally got to halfway through the nationalism paper, but I was so done. I was just so done. It had already been 5.5 hours by that point, and I just said to myself, you know what, I know my plans, that's all I need. I know I can write 3 essays in 2 hours. It's gonna be fine. Okay guys, we are off. I nearly left the house without all of my essay plans. I feel like even though I hardly look at them when I'm actually there, they're just comforting to have. I am out of politics. It was very good. They keep repeating the same questions, I swear. I cannot believe they did it, and they didn't even change the wording. They were lazy this year. They fully just asked, evaluate the view that devolution has been a success again. I realized afterwards there were some things people were saying that I also could have included, but I'm not that worried because I'm sure I also included things that they didn't say, and I know I wrote a good essay, but it's just difficult to not hear something and think, oh, I should have written that. So the essay was good. The source essay was also good. It was just nice and easy to theme. The nationalism essay is nationalism more regressive than progressive, so comparing the strands of nationalism wasn't kind of at the forefront of the question, which was odd, but it was still a good question. I still wrote a good essay. It feels great that that's behind me now, because before today I felt like I hadn't even made a dent into politics, whereas all my other subjects I've done quite a lot. But now all my paper 2s are finally over. Okay, you know what time it is. Let's bin politics paper 2 content. First off, this stupid flipping essay that I wrote yesterday. Day folder. These are all the essay plans that I took to school with me. That's the final topic. This is all going in the recycling. Yay me! 2 more to go.
Good morning.